Welcome back to Latham's Economics. Today we're going to talk about government price controls, or also called price floors and price ceilings. Okay, here we go. This is what a price floor and a price ceiling looks like. You got to pick which one's which. You kind of think that top one would be a ceiling and the bottom would be a floor, but you'd be wrong. Okay, this is a price floor right here, and that makes this a price ceiling. Why? Well, where does the market want to be? Well, it wants to be right there at equilibrium. A price floor prevents you from getting to that equilibrium point. In other words, it's as low as you can go. A floor is as low as you can go. A price floor is as low as the price can go. So we're going to stop the price right here at P sub little f, or in the case of a price ceiling, we're trying to go as high as we can go, and that'll be at P sub little c. What are the consequences of that? Why would this even happen? Well, think about a price floor. Let's say there's a very powerful group of people that want a certain item to be expensive. And so they say, we want this item to cost no less than P sub f. Well, that's going to put it right here, and then we're going to connect right here. Well, what's the consequence of that? Okay, well, the consequence is going to be that this amount right here, businesses are going to want to supply this much, okay, and we can call that, we'll call that Q sub 1. But consumers or purchasers are going to want to consume Q sub 2. Well, if supply, you have way too many versus what you need, you're going to have a surplus. Okay? Well, typically, if you think about a surplus, what happens with a surplus? Well, the ideal example is clothing at stores. What happens at the end of the season when the store still has clothing they don't want? Well, they have a surplus. What do? They have a huge sale, they get rid of it, and they bring in the new stuff, right? The price plummets, goes way below the equilibrium price because they have to clear it out right away. But if you have a price floor, you're going to create a surplus. The opposite, here we are at a price ceiling. Who might want a price ceiling? Well, take gas, for instance. It's like, we got to pay like $3.50 a gallon for gas. That's ridiculous. Let's make gas $2. We'll make a law. Government says, yes, we agree. Gas should be $2. That's not work out quite as well as you would hope. Let's see exactly how. Well, the demand at $2 is going to be right here at Q1. The supply is going to be right here at Q2. And we're going to have this similar amount. This time, though, it is a shortage or a deficit. Well, that's not going to be so great, because if you think about it, if there's a gas shortage, what's going to happen? Well, if you're smart, you're going to go to the gas station as early as you can, and you're going to buy as much gas as you possibly can and hoard it. Of course, everybody else is pretty smart too. They're going to do the exact same thing. So one of these days, it's going to be inconvenient for you. You're going to be taking a trip or something. You're going to get somewhere, and you're like, man, we're running out of gas. We got to go get some gas. And you're going to look, and the price of all the gas stations is $2. You're like, awesome, I only got to pay $2, except for one thing. None of the gas stations have any gas. Now, how do you feel about $2 gas? Well, it'd be great if you actually had it, but if the gas station says $2 but doesn't have any gas, well, that's not going to do you much good. And if you're traveling, that's going to be a huge, huge inconvenience. In other words, people that normally wouldn't be doing things, wouldn't be traveling, wouldn't be driving, are going to do it because the price is so low. They're going to use up too much gas. People that really need it aren't going to be able to purchase it. So both price floors and price ceilings are both bad things. We don't want them. But you can see they're effective in keeping the price from getting to equilibrium, which is also a bad thing. Okay, so price floor is above the equilibrium price. There's your price floor. It's above the equilibrium price. It prevents you. It's a floor because you can't get below it. You can't get to where you want to be, which is equilibrium. A price ceiling is, once again, opposite of what you'd think. It's below, but once again, it does the exact same thing. I can't go any higher than this price. I cannot get to equilibrium. So those are referred to as effective price floors and effective price ceilings. Let's flip it real quick just to show one other illustration. Let's determine that this is the price floor and this is the price ceiling. In other words, the price can't go any higher than this price. Who cares? Okay? Let's say this is $7 a gallon for gas. Well, gas is selling for $3.50. No one cares. It's an ineffective price ceiling. Likewise, let's say gas can't go below $2 a gallon. So same thing, can't go below $2 a gallon. Well, that's okay. Gas is selling for $3.50. It's not selling for $2. Even if it drops $1, it still won't be selling for $2. So this is an ineffective price floor. Okay? So in that case, you could set a price ceiling for gas of $7. You could set a price floor of gas for $2, but they'd be ineffective. They wouldn't have any impact. The one issue with that is if you ever do that, and for whatever reason, the price of gas eventually goes above $7 or goes below $2, then those formerly ineffective ceiling and floor will become effective and will have an effect on the market. So that's what we're talking about today. Price floors, price ceilings, and typically referred to in the broad spectrum of government price controls. Take care, and we'll see you next time.